Hello, my name is Tom and I'll be your flight attendant today. Thank you for choosing Episcopal Church Airlines. We know you have many choices and we appreciate you choosing us. We hope that you know your health and safety is one of our #1 priorities. So when we return to worship, these are some of the safety guidelines you'll need to follow. Due to the increased risk during this period, there will temporarily be no food or beverage served during this church service, but we hope that won't prevent our fellowship. Before you are seated, you will need to stow your baggage. We have room for all of your personal baggage. Be sure to bring it with you when you come. When entering the church, you'll need to find your seat. You'll notice that every other row is closed to maintain social distancing. Please choose a seat that provides plenty of room between you and your fellow parishioner. You will need a mask. This mask is not for your own safety, but for your neighbor's safety. Please secure your own mask before you worry about your neighbor's mask. As we prepare to receive communion, please sanitize your hands with the hand sanitizer provided in the pew. And wait for an usher to dismiss your row, so we don't have the whole church gathered at the front at the same time. Our lives have been so serious lately, so we hope you'll forgive these lighthearted instructions about returning to worship. One of our own parishioners, Jennifer Grant, knows how serious this illness can be, so we asked her to share her story.
We took a family vacation to Kenya at the beginning of March, and when we left, the virus had just come into Seattle. We traveled to Kenya where the virus had not gotten there yet. We're there for 10 days, but while we were there, the virus really exploded in the United States. Trump had enforced travel restrictions while we were there. Our flights got canceled. But we had a fantastic travel agent who helped us get rescheduled and got us back home, but we were rerouted a different direction through Chicago. We took all the precautions that we could. While we were on the plane, we'd wipe the seat and everything we could touch with Clorox wipes. We used hand sanitizer. We washed our hands every sink we came into contact with. But on the plane, you're very close to people. So, in particular, on one of our legs, Katie and I were sitting next to each other. Greg and Gavin were behind us, and the woman sitting in front of Katie was coughing most of the flight. And a few times her pillow had fallen back into our space. And so hard to say really, but that's probably where it came from, would be the plane ride. Just a few days after we got back, I started with a cough. And it was a very dry cough. It was not productive at all, and a bit of a burning sensation in my chest. Another of my first symptoms, I felt like I had something in my eyes, just that I couldn't ever get out, and that changed over into a little bit of a blurriness. So those were all kind of symptoms that clued us into, okay, maybe you picked up this virus. I'm pretty healthy otherwise, and so I thought, okay, no big deal, I'll kick it, do the things we're supposed to do. I hadn't gotten a fever at that point, and so still hoping that this would just be kind of a quick turnaround thing and move on. A few days later, I did spike a fever. The cough continued, and the cough got worse to a point where it was hard to breathe. The fever continued for 12 days, and it would seem to get higher as the day went on, and I had a lot of exhaustion. There were a couple of days, and they were not consecutive days. It was interesting. where my cough got so bad that it was hard to get on top of it and stop. And I was really struggling for air, and it would hurt so badly. Those were scary days that I thought, I'm gonna wind up in the, this is not getting better, this is not going away, I'm gonna wind up in the hospital. And there were 2 nights specifically that I remember laying there in bed and just struggling to breathe and thinking, maybe you don't wake up tomorrow. That's a really scary thought. Since then, I have not had any fever. The cough tapered off. It took a very long time. So I probably coughed for a good 5 to 6 weeks. And then I actually just started back to more of a rigorous exercise routine last week. And as I got into that, it was more than just a walk around the neighborhood. I would feel the burning in my lungs and just stop before it got too strong and just recover through the day, and then the next day push it. And so this week I don't seem to be having that issue. That I've been active and doing some of my exercises, and it seems to have gone away. But here we are, maybe 8 weeks in, and I'm finally feeling like maybe we're getting there.